I want you to close your eyes. Travel back to 1910. It is winter in Vienna. It is freezing cold. Walk into a homeless shelter. The air smells of unwashed bodies and cabbage soup. In the corner, there is a man. He is 21 years old. He is dirty. His coat touches the floor.
Let me guess. He's a failed artist? A drunk?
He is a nobody. He paints postcards for tourists to buy food. People walk past him and look away. To them, he is just street trash. Now, open your eyes. Look at this picture. 20 years later, that same dirty homeless man is standing on a podium. Hundreds of thousands of men are screaming his name. They worship him like a messiah.
Wait, that's him? That's the homeless guy? How is that even physically possible?
That is the mystery we solve today. Adolf Hitler wasn't an alien monster who fell from the sky. He was created, step by step. He was created by a broken system, a logical trap, and a democracy that committed suicide. Let me show you how. The story begins at the end. 1918. World War I is over. Germany didn't just lose, they were humiliated.
But wars end all the time. Usually you just sign a treaty and go home, right?
Not this time. The winners, France and Britain, wanted to make sure Germany never stood up again. They created the Treaty of Versailles. Imagine this. You lose a fight, your enemy takes your wallet, 13% of land. He takes your friends, 10% of people, and then he hands you a bill for the entire fight. 132 billion gold marks. In today's money, that's $500 billion. It would take Germany until 2010 to pay it off.
2010? That's nearly 100 years of debt. They basically enslaved the whole country.
Exactly. It was a death sentence. The German people felt betrayed. They felt like slaves to the world. And in that darkness, the homeless man found his first weapon, voice. He discovered he had a talent, a terrifying talent.
Painting?
No, speaking. He started going to beer halls. He stood on tables. He screamed at the traitor politicians who signed the treaty. And for the first time, people stopped drinking and listened. But anger alone doesn't make a dictator. You need despair. Enter 1923. The year logic died. Germany couldn't pay the debt, so the government printed money. It triggered hyperinflation. Let me tell you a true story. A university student walked into a cafe in Berlin. He ordered a cup of coffee. The price on the menu was 5,000 marks.
That's an expensive coffee, but okay.
He drank it. It took him maybe 20 minutes. When he asked for the bill, the waiter said, "That will be 8,000 marks, sir."
What? Why did the price go up while he was drinking it?
Because the currency was dropping so fast, restaurants had to change prices every hour. People were paid twice a day. If you didn't run to the store at lunch, your money was worthless by dinner. Kids played with stacks of cash like Lego bricks. Mothers burned money in the stove because it was cheaper than buying firewood.
This sounds like madness. If I worked hard all my life to save money, it's all gone instantly?
Bingo. The middle class was wiped out. They followed the rules, and they got punished. They lost faith in democracy. They started looking for a savior, or a monster. Hitler thought, now is the time. He tried to seize power by force. The beer hall putsch. It was a disaster. He marched through Munich with 2,000 Nazis. The police shot at them. Hitler dislocated his shoulder and ran away. He was arrested for high treason.
Okay, so this is the end, right? Treason carries the death penalty, or at least life in prison.
This should have been the end. But what happened next is the biggest what if in history. The judge was a fan. Instead of silencing Hitler, he let him talk. He let Hitler use the courtroom as a stage. Hitler spoke for hours. He didn't defend himself. He attacked the government. He said, "There is no such thing as high treason against the traitors of 1918.
And the judge just let him do that?
The judge gave him the minimum sentence, 5 years. And guess how long he served?
2 years?
9 months. In a castle with a nice view, where he wrote his book, Mein Kampf. He walked out of prison not as a criminal, but as a star. But here is the scary part. Hitler learned from his mistake. He said, "I will not use guns anymore. I will hold my nose and enter the parliament. I will destroy democracy with democracy." Then came 1929, the Great Depression. The economy crashed again. Unemployment hit 6 million.
So people are hungry again, and Hitler is waiting.
Yes, but this time he had a strategy. He was the first modern politician. He hired a branding expert, Goebbels. They created a brand, the swastika, the uniforms, the salute. It wasn't just politics, it was a religion.
It creates a sense of belonging, right? Like a cult.
Exactly. And he used technology. He was the first politician to use an airplane to campaign, Hitler over Germany. He visited 3 cities in 1 day. He seemed omnipotent. He practiced his gestures in front of a mirror for hours. He studied how to make people cry, how to make them angry. He hacked the human brain. By 1932, the Nazis were the biggest party, but Hitler still wasn't the leader. The old president, Hindenburg, looked down on him.
So how did he get the top job?
Because the traditional politicians made a fatal calculation. Franz von Papen, a conservative, thought he could use Hitler. Von Papen said, "We will hire him as chancellor, but we will surround him with our men. Within 2 months, we will have pushed him so far into a corner that he will squeak."
Wow, that is the worst prediction in history.
They thought they hired a puppet. They actually hired a shark. January 30, 1933, Hitler becomes chancellor. Within 4 weeks, the parliament burned down. Within 2 months, the Enabling Act was passed. The politicians voted to remove their own power. Democracy committed suicide to thunderous applause. The homeless man from the park bench was now the absolute ruler of Germany. The nightmare had begun. It's easy to say Germans were evil. It makes us feel safe, but they were humans, just like you and me. They were scared, they were hungry, and he offered them a way out. He offered them bread, he offered them pride. He told them it wasn't their fault. It's a seductive message. So I have a question for you, a hard one. Imagine you are in 1932. You have lost your job. Your children are hungry. The government is useless. A man comes along. He is intense. He is weird, but he promises to fix everything. He promises to make your country great again. Would you have resisted, or would you have voted for him? If you think hunger breaks morals, leave a bread emoji. If you think principles matter more, leave a scale emoji. History is a mirror. Make sure you like what you see in the reflection. Thanks for watching.